So, we can all agree that Bear sucks, right? So I think the reason why Bear personally frustrates me is because he hits a little too close to home. He comes across as this sort of shy, awkward, humble guy, and I feel like the actor did a phenomenal job capturing Bear as a character, right down to his mannerisms and the way he talks. And I feel like Bear as a character is very believable because I feel like we all sort of know someone like Bear. But Bear's apparent kindness is very surface level, right? And right off the bat, he prioritizes his own desires versus Nikki's happiness. He uses the death of his own cat, which he caused by his own negligence, to gain sympathy, especially from Nikki. He seems to believe that because he's the one suffering, that Nikki owes him his time, attention, and emotional support. After Nikki loses her crystal necklace, which he knows is really important to her, he just goes ahead and buys the One Wish Willow, which at this point in the story, he just assumes it's some kind of gimmicky toy, and he knows that Nikki has dreams of leaving the music store so that she can pursue her career in writing, and rather than encouraging her, he discourages her from leaving so that she can stay closer to him. And when Nikki talks about how the story that she's writing is not a romance, but a love story, and then Bear says, well wait, isn't that the same thing? It goes to show just how little he respects Nikki, her passions, and her perspective. And even when Bear makes the wish and Nikki is immediately under the spell, the movie makes it pretty clear that their relationship is not consensual. She repeatedly gains brief moments of clarity, specifically during really intimate scenes. And there's a particularly disturbing sex scene that when we see Nikki's face, it's coated with this emotionally haunting expression. And later, when Nikki briefly communicates with Bear while Wish Nikki is asleep, she begs Bear to kill her, and the only thing he can say is, "What's so bad about being with me?" And I feel like that exchange perfectly defines Bear as a character. Even when confronted with Nikki's suffering, Bear cannot accept that what he wants is not what Nikki wants. He never loved Nikki as a person, he just loved the fantasy of Nikki. He wanted the fantasy of having a devoted partner who only cared about him. When Nikki's behavior gets a little too erratic and Bear tries to call the customer service line, he doesn't even ask if they can remove the wish, he just wants it altered a little bit because she's being inconvenient to him. Bear was never the victim. His tragedy was entirely self-inflicted. His obsession, entitlement, and refusal to see Nikki as her own person is what led to his downfall. But that's just my opinion. What did you guys think of Bear and Obsession? Feel free to let me know.